So why has the UK government changed the new rules? Now they have changed the new rules again. You see, the thing with UK news or with UK updates, I feel like you need to keep up with it every single day because there's always something. There's a change, there's a news, there's just something, especially if you're already in the UK on a sponsorship visa or you're planning to relocate to the UK. For you to be up to date, you need to always check latest update on UK. Just go to Google. I always say this, most of the things I post on my channel are all online, so it's something you can research. Hi beautiful people, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. If today is your first time here, my name is Stella. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I post any new video. And for my returning subscribers, you guys are the real G. Thank you guys for always coming back to watch my video. On this channel, I talk about my life here in the UK, what is happening around me, and I share information. So if this sounds like what you'd be interested in, then what are you waiting for? Do not forget to do the needful. Like, subscribe and share. So guys, before I talk about this government U-turn on bringing spouse to the UK or bringing dependent family to the UK, there's something I want to talk about. Before I talk about this, there are new U-turn saga. For those of you planning to come to the UK on this healthcare worker visa, I know there's so many updates regarding don't bring dependent, bring dependent. There's something I want to tell you guys. Personally, I would say if the healthcare worker visa have, let me just use the word cast, on to say you cannot bring your family, why not make other inquiries? There's some few departments that I had to jot down on my phone that I felt like to share with you guys. For those of you interested, you can also check them out and see if you can get a job in that field. They can also sponsor you to come to the UK, which their pay is better than being a carer. Some of these codes are code 211. I'll be looking at my phone because I had to jot some of these things on my phone because I don't want to forget it. Biological scientist and biochemist. I know back home, Nigeria, for those of you that don't know, there's some of these courses that are weird. You'll be like, which kind of course be this? Some of these courses are very important here in the UK. So if you're one of those people that study all those weird courses, in fact, it's not weird, but back home we call it weird courses because we feel like, where can you get a job, with that course? I don't know if you grab. And most people that do it just, I don't know why they do it, because honestly back home it's a bit difficult to get jobs in that field. However, it's your choice, to be honest. Do what you want to do, go for your dream course regardless. So number 2 on my list is code 2215 dental practitioner, code 2217 medical radiographers, code 2218 pediatrists, code 222 occupational therapists, code 6143 dental nurses, code 3218 medical and dental technicians, code 3111 laboratory technicians, and the last on my list is code 2223 speech and language therapists. So if you fall under some of this code I just listed, you can also make research for jobs with visa sponsorship on those fields, especially on the NHS website. I always encourage people to go on the NHS website because I feel like they are always short of staff and they are also recruiting international. The reason why I decided to share some of this code is because I feel like some persons that apply for this healthcare worker visa, they still have other qualifications, but they just don't want to consider those qualifications. They just go for this healthcare worker visa. So with these few codes that I just listed, why not give it a try? Search on Google for jobs with visa sponsorship on those codes, and at the same time there's no massive rush or there's no much competition. Although some persons are applying, but there's no much competition until just where everybody's applying for this healthcare worker visa. I don't know if you grab the gist. So just find a way and get a better job. If this healthcare is not working for you, search for other field that you're good at, search for other courses. Everybody must not come to the UK on this healthcare workers visa because a lot have been going on this healthcare route, to be honest. So I just feel the need to share some of this code so that you guys can also consider. So now let's go back to this new U-turn that UK government has just made. For those of you that don't know, UK government made an announcement that they've increased the threshold before you can bring your family to the UK. But lately a lot has been happening. So many debates. Even some persons were saying that they did not consult other government officials before making this announcement. But do not worry, I'm going to read all of that here. And that is why I say, you see this UK government update, there's always something, there's always a debate. Do not just panic over when you see something online. Just keep waiting, chill. Next week again, still search online to see if the same thing is still there, because sometimes so many government officials are against it, but there's nothing we can do as individuals. The only thing we can do is just to keep checking to see if there's any latest update. On this article, this is what it says. It says the rules for the UK national bringing home foreign spouse after government U-turn. Minister faced a major backlash over the plans to raise the salary threshold for family visas to £38,600. So now, before you can bring your family, they say you have to earn up to that amount, which is a lot, to be honest. So does that mean if you don't make up to that amount, you cannot bring your family? Yes, that is what they mean, if you don't know. Anyway, it went further saying the government has quietly rolled back on plans to raise to 38,700 the salary threshold for bringing in foreign family members to the UK. It followed a widespread backlash against the policy. The figure will now be raised incrementally. On Thursday, the Home Office stated the salary threshold will initially raise to 29,000 and did not specify when this will increase further. And so now this is what our Home Secretary is saying. Confirming these changes, Home Secretary James Cleverly appeared to deny it was a U-turn, claiming his department had provided further detail on how these measures will be applied and when they will be introduced. He said in a statement, the measure I have announced prioritizes those who will contribute significantly to our economy whilst cracking down those who seek to take advantage of our kindness. So basically what's happening here is that the government are facing lots of backlash because that 38,700 or 38,600 is a lot, to be honest. So now they have tried to reduce it to 29,000. Mind you, this is not just affecting people on a sponsorship visa. This is also affecting the UK citizens that maybe they are married to people outside the UK. Do you get? It's also affecting them, meaning they cannot bring their spouse. Do you understand? So there have been so much saga going on. So many persons are not in support of this. You see, that's why I always say this. When they make announcement like this, does not mean they will not change it the next month. Honestly, personally, when the UK government makes some news, I'll be like, God, these people have come again. Because I feel like they always change, their news, and there's always a debate. There's always an argument. We did not support this. We support this. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So now, listen. How has this government changed visa requirement? It was originally announced that British citizens and those settled in the UK must earn at least 38,700 to bring in family members from spring 2024. But Lord Sharp, a junior Home Office minister, confirmed on Thursday in response to a written question that the threshold will initially be raised to 29,000 from spring next year, before rising in stage to 34,500 and then originally announced 38,700. You can see what they planned was that it was going to be 29,000, but when they now announced it, they now announced 38,000. So they were like a backlash. They were not saying that why is it that when they were making this like when they were making the proposal, everybody will be suggesting this is better, that one is better. So they agreed on 29,000, but when they now announced it, it was now 38,000. So why has the UK government changed the new rules? Minister has forced a strong backlash to the initial change announced early this month, with critics warning it will break up families. Under the original 38,700 threshold, most people living in the UK would not be able to bring in husband, wife, partner to join them. Do you understand what's happening here? Because they all know that this is too much. Like, how can you increase it to 38,000? It's a lot, to be honest. So that is why I said this is not just affecting people, coming in on sponsorship visa. It's also affecting the people of the UK. So for those people that are married, people from outside the country, obviously will not be able to bring in their spouse. So there's this particular part of the article that I read. I was like, God, what is happening here in the UK? Listen to what it says. What has been the response to this change? Labour said the rollback was the latest in Tory government chaos and that ministers should have consulted on the change before announcing it. Shadow Home Secretary Vet Cooper said they failed to consult anyone on their new proposal and took no account of the impact of this step of spousal visa changes on families next year. So it's no surprise that they are now rolling back in a rush. Honestly, at this point, I don't know. I have feelings that the new Home Secretary is going through a lot, to be honest, because you can see they're calling him out, telling him that why didn't he consult other people? He just went out and started making, announcement, this, that, although he's also coming out to defend himself. But honestly, it's kind of funny to me though. But anyway, this is what another politician is saying. He called it unworkable and adding James Cleverly need to put down the spade and stop digging decisions like this should be made by experts and politicians working together. Can you hear that? So with this I have read, you could see that they are trying to tell the Home Secretary to calm down. They are kind of attacking him, to be honest, with what I have seen. They are just trying to tell him to just calm down. Enough of all the rush. You need to consult other politicians, especially those ones that are well experienced with this UK immigration issue. That is why I say, you see, this UK government all the time, they have something to say, to be honest. And I'll always say this: if this is not working, try another means. And that is why I had to talk about all of that code you guys need to consider for those of you looking to go into health field, and which I think most of the time is easier to get jobs in those departments. So guys, when I was editing, I noticed my mic stopped recording. Anyways, I think I've passed the message. What do you guys think about these new changes? Leave me a comment, your thought on all of this. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.